Welcome, my friends, to the Devils. You know, we got losers today. And we got standout players like Shane LaChance. Anyway, this music actually, fun fact, I made this little beat for my Jimmy Dowd interview. That's right. This rhythmic, wonderful song that I put together was background music or the intro music for my interview with Jimmy Dowd. So, anyway, let's get on to our preseason standouts. We're going to start with Georgi Romanov. Now, we're not going to see him. Who knows what's going to happen? We got Nico Dawes. Who knows what's going to happen with him? But Romanov was great. When he played over there in Quebec City at the Ramparts, on the Ramparts ice, he stopped Stützle on a penalty shot. He stopped Brady Tkachuk up front multiple times. He was stopping some big shooters, not to mention he had some weak defense in front of him. So he did great. Now Shane LaChance, Prospect Challenge, he did it. In the Prospect Challenge, he had 2 goals in the Prospect Challenge, I think. And one of them was like a lacrosse style goal. I have the video up on my Twitter account. Go check it out at Devil's Joint X. So Shane LaChance, yeah, he's a big body up front. Very, very noticeable that he is, he's ready to take that next step. With Mike McLaughlin injured, and Cody Glass, he was one of those guys that was kind of been invisible for the preseason so far, but Glendening has not been. Glendening's had a couple of nice assists, a great goal, beautiful goal with a great feed from Seamus Casey. Can't wait to see Seamus Casey this season. It's gonna be hard now. You got Luke Hughes, you got Seamus Casey, you got Simon Nemec, you got Siegenthaler, Kovacevic, Pesce, Hamilton. You got Saleyev coming up soon. So with that Saleyev, right, we're gonna eventually lose probably Siegenthaler. Pesce's obviously here to stay. Kovacevic is here to stay. So Hamilton and Siegenthaler are probably the next 2 defense to go, other than one between Seamus Casey and Simon Nemec or Nemitz. Those are the 2. One of those 2 is going to be traded. They have to. Or Saleyev is going to get traded. The Devils are pretty good with defense. The Devils' defense is underrated. With Kovacevic out, all right, drop him down a bit. But when Kovacevic is in that lineup, you put Kovacevic and Siegenthaler together, you got a shut-down line right there. Then you got all those other guys, that including Pesce, who's got that Pesce with Luke Hughes. That's a great pairing. And then you got to figure out the rest. That's where you got to figure out the rest, right? So, all right, well, let's get on to our next segment. And we're going to keep this episode short and sweet. Let's do it. All right, so welcome to the Taylor Hall of Shame segment. Today we have a X account, a Devils. This Devils fan in Maryland he can't seem to have a conversation if you don't agree with him 100%. And then a guy with 40, I mean, it's not about followers, but he has 40, well, he had 41 followers, says to me, unfollowed, after I kind of explained, like, you know, Luke Hughes isn't, I basically didn't put Luke Hughes' balls down my throat. And, his response is, "Oh, you're wild. Unfollowed. Have a good one." Like, shut the fuck up, you motherfucker. Just unfollow me. Like, you're unfollowed. You sound like a fucking tool, and you are a tool, actually, for unfollowing a Devils. You know, we're Devils fans are weird. They don't. Devils fans fight with each other. Like we're on the same team. We're on, then I realized that this guy's probably some psycho. He's probably got a fucking nose ring, and he probably has a fucking his boyfriend is sleeping with his wife. You know, it's probably one of those situations. Now, I'm gonna keep this up while we talk about the next issue. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to make sure the words are up on the screen if anyone's watching. Adult babies. Let's talk about kids and adults regarding hockey games. When I was a kid, when I was, let's say, 6 to 14, 15 years old, me and kids my age and younger, sometimes maybe a little older by a year or two, would be like, you know, kind of at the front of like watching the things, and very few of us would have a sign asking for a puck or a stick or something. It was very rare. Now, from what I've witnessed, and if people don't believe it, I will show you. I will go with my camera and do it. I'll go down and do it. I'll do my investigation, and I'll show you that when you go down to the ice, there's kids trying to get a look at the fucking ice, and they're behind 25, 30, 40 year olds with signs, huge oak tag signs, asking for a puck because it's their fucking, you know, over the hill 40th birthday. It's really sad. It's really sad. And then it's sad to see that people are saying that kids are gatekeeping the pucks that are coming over the glass, or you know, a stick handout. Kids are gatekeep. That's for the kids, and these are the same people that want to push sex on kids by having their pride nights. And what is pride? Pride is a sin. Let's just be real here. Pride is a sin, and it's it's about gay people. It's about sex. It's sex. It's sex night. No matter which way you put it, whether it's gay or straight, it's a sex night. And this is a place where kids are coming. A lot of kids. And they know that. That's why they put them up. That's why they do those things. And these are the same people that celebrate that will also go and stand and block the whole fucking glass so no kids can even see the players, let alone get a thumbs up or something from one of the players, or even lock eyes with them, because there's 25, you know, mostly female adults standing in their way. They can't push through. These girls don't give a fuck, and men too, but it's not many men. The signs are annoying. People don't want signs during games, especially. They want to see. And if you were down by the ice, unfortunately, if you were coerced or didn't know better into buying like season tickets right down at the bottom of the ice where you can't see anything, and then people start putting their signs up on the glass too, then you really can't see anything. So, you know what? Adults shouldn't gatekeep anything from the kids. If anything, the kids should be allowed to gatekeep this. This is for the kids. When the players come out with with a puck to toss over when after the game when they do the 3 stars, they look for the child, right? They're not trying to give it to these people. So all right, I understand maybe you won't get it then, but that's one. It during a practice they might flip over 5 pucks, 5 or 6 pucks, and you know what? Maybe one of those out of 5 or 6 goes to a child. The rest are adults are picking these pucks up, bringing home a puck that's not signed or anything, and showing it off like, oh look, my boyfriend flipped me a puck. Meanwhile, you stole it from a kid, and you just didn't get caught on film like the other like the billionaire dude did, or the other, the Phillies woman did. You didn't get caught on camera because it's harder to get caught on camera because you're standing at the glass, so there's no one on the other side filming you. But you know what? Maybe I'll be there filming this time, and I'll show you how much this happens, how often, and how much of a problem it is with adults acting like children. Adults coming wearing things on their head like they're 20, like they're turning 21 or 18, and these are 40, 50-year-old people, women mostly. A lot of them have husbands, and their husbands are sitting up in their seats, and all and they are the gatekeepers. The comment to me back was, I don't, and I wasn't arguing with the person I'm talking about. We had a civil conversation. They didn't unfollow me. I don't think we follow each other at all, but they didn't unfollow me, or we didn't have anything mean to say. It was just that we disagreed. I said, you know what, I made my point in a nice way. And, I'm tired of kids getting the shaft. There's a lot of child predation going on. Kids don't have fun anymore. And when they are having fun, adults are now ruining it for them. When they get to go to a hockey game and they're finally off their computer, there's a fucking 40-year-old woman pushing them out of the way so they could take a look at Jack Hughes. Instead, and so they could say, "Hey, it's my birthday." Come on. You don't think these 22-year-old guys are looking at you ladies and saying, "Oh, Jesus, like grow up." Like just grow up. All right. Well, I'm going to end it there. Thank you so much for listening to The Devils You Know, or watching The Devils You Know. Be back with episode 5 soon. I'm going to keep them short, but I'm going to keep them coming. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, especially about the adult babies. But the preseason standouts, I can't wait to see them. We got Luke Hughes signed. We're ready to go. Gritsuk ready to go. LeChance, Glendening. Obviously, we're not going to see Romanov, I don't think. But who knows? The Devils You Know might know. Does he know? Who knows? See you next time.